Hello, everybody. As always, thank you so very much for watching. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. If you like what we do here, please consider helping support the show. You can do that by donating at Cashapp. It's $ American Doofus, all one word, AMERICANDUFUS. This episode, we're looking back 1 year ago at Louisville, Kentucky. But before we get there, I've got to mention a couple of things going on right now. Also, I've got to mention that I'm not going to be live tonight at 10 o'clock like I said I was. I'm going to be live tomorrow night, Wednesday, at 10 o'clock. And I hope you'll join me then. Right now, though, a couple of things. We've been talking about what's going on in Afghanistan. Last night's episode, real brief live, I mentioned that the State Department has been working behind the scenes to try to make sure the U.S. citizens and Afghani translators that were still 6 plane loads of them still waiting at the airport, trying to negotiate their safe release. And CNN's got Taliban announced hardline government. One of the top ministers of Afghan's interim government has a $10 million US bounty on his head. That's always good for relations. It also reminds us Iran still has a bounty on Donald Trump's head. But if we look down, Taliban Blinken is the Secretary of State, and I said the State Department's been working behind the scenes trying to get this done so that more attention wasn't drawn to it. Down here in the other stories, Taliban pledged that Americans can leave Afghanistan. We'll see how that pans out, or if indeed it does. There's a report out also from an Afghani pilot that the Taliban are shooting down planes attempting to leave Kabul. So we'll see how all that plays out. I've also been talking for well over a year now about the danger of the right wing rising up and imposing a right wing government upon the United States, even when the majority of the country voted not to even go along with Donald Trump, let alone an extreme right-wing government. And I've been talking about the latest is September the 18th. We've got 11 days until then. I'm going to be talking a lot more about it. But I just wanted to point out right here, again, it's down the list a little bit. Security concerns mount over upcoming right-wing rally in DC. Again, the chatter I got before it cut off was that this was going to be a significant event in Washington, D.C. But the idea behind Washington is drawing all the attention to Washington while other things were going to be happening on that day around the country. I don't know if it was just talk. That is my hope. As always, all of this is just talk. And nothing comes of any of this. I also want to point out what's currently going on YouTube. Somebody says something is coming, explaining human religion to aliens. Okay, there was a story I wanted. Okay. This is it. Suspect shot dead by deputy in unincorporated Clearwater. I'm going to be investigating that, and I recommend you look into it as well. So those are things I wanted to point out before we got to Louisville, a look back. And a year ago and 2 days, a year and 2 days, Louisville, Kentucky, the Kentucky Derby was going to be run that day. And about 6 weeks prior, Grandmaster Jay and the NFAC marched through the streets in a show of force. in Louisville, Kentucky, and Grandmaster Jay made a speech on the steps of the courthouse there, and said that they would be back. And then on the day they were coming back to make a statement at at a time when the most attention was going to be on Louisville, Kentucky, because of the Kentucky Derby. And the Angry Viking held a rally the same day in the same city, and it was a potential situation that could have gotten out of hand very easily. And again, thankfully it didn't. But it just reminds us that here we are a year later, and 11 days away of another potential situation that could potentially get out of hand. And let's hope it doesn't. But going back, and I've got several different broadcasts from that day because I kept getting cut off. All the live restreaming I was doing, I was broadcasting live streamers, and this is one of the first of the day. The man up here is the Angry Viking. Good morning. What you're watching is the Angry Viking from Louisville, Kentucky. It's the American Dufus Show. I'm Barry Welsh, your host. Louisville, it's Derby Day, it's NFAC Formation Day, and it's the day of the rally of the Angry Viking. And a group he is saying is not white supremacists. They're just Americans wanting to stand up for their rights. We'll see how the day unfolds. They've done the Pledge of Allegiance. The videos from Jason Downey, a Louisville live streamer. He's already had some confrontations, people surrounding him and claiming he's with the quote unquote black movement. We'll have reports all throughout the day. Again, it is the Angry Viking right there in black. And what we understand, they are prepared to march to downtown Louisville, to City Hall. And they are not going to be anywhere near Churchill Downs, where the Black Lives Matter, where NFAC and the major protest, and then those protecting the protesters are going to be. Okay, so that's how the day began. The day began early in the morning with a rally at the Angry Viking March, or a rally at a park with the Angry Viking, and then we progressed to the march. Again, this is the Angry Viking group.
If you have a weapon, get on the sidewalk.
This is the so-called Patriots March. It's the American Dufus Show, part 2 from Louisville. Still early in the day. They are marching to downtown. Co-opting the chant of whose streets are streets. Now the good news thus far is that they are going to City Hall, whereas all the BLM, the NFAC are going to be out by Churchill Downs. There's a considerable distance between the two. So that was part 2, the march, and a little bit more of that. Again, these are all really short because the broadcast kept getting cut off. This is part 3.
Live streamer.
The police have finally arrived. This is after there were 3 groups of actually 4 groups, 5 groups, 5 groups, let's say. The group of Breonna Taylor protesters, the people of Jefferson, 6th and Jefferson, of Breonna Taylor Square. There was that group. There was a large group of BLM and other supporters that were going to conduct a march around Churchill Downs. That's group number 2. Group number 3 was the NFAC, who was also forming at Churchill Downs. Then you've got group number 4, the Angry Viking and his followers. And group number 5 is the police and military, because there were National Guard there, as you can see upcoming. Now, this is the group. What we just saw was the police showing up after the Angry Viking group and the group of people from Jefferson Square at 6th and Jefferson, Breonna Taylor Park. Those 2 groups collided, and that could have gone really, really bad. It didn't, and I'm going to highlight why it didn't in an upcoming episode. I've done it once before, but I want to call attention to it again. What we just saw was those 2 groups came together. Conflict was resolved by someone named Maxwell Mitchell. And without him being where he was when he was, I think things would have went totally different in Louisville that day. The police were not around. The police came after the Angry Viking and his group had left the area of 6th and Jefferson, having found out that Grandmaster Jay and the NFAC was not there and was not going to be there. This is from the group that was getting ready to march, unarmed, led by a minister. They were going to march around Churchill Downs.
The world should be different for my children and yours. But we have to stay together. There is a militia in this city right now. They hate me. They hate you. You know which one. I'm talking about the ones that the police give water to. I'm talking about the ones that support that vigilante, the Viking, the Viking. I'm talking about that militia, the ones that hate me and hate you for being here.
Okay, so that was how that group viewed the Angry Viking and his followers. And again, they were marching around Churchill Downs as the formation was going on and as observers were watching the NFAC formation, which we get to now. You'll notice the title, Trying Again Live. My live feeds kept getting taken down. Same thing happened on January 6th. But we do have some footage. And just a reminder.
All right, we're back live. Hopefully we stay live for a little bit. It's great timing. The NFAC is on the scene. What you're seeing here is NFAC formation. Maxwell Mitchell, the live streamer, Louisville live streamer.
Yes, same Maxwell Mitchell that.
Incredible live streamer.
Diffused the situation in
This video
downtown.
is a little bit pixelated. isolated today. It's a little blurry today. Supposedly they have dampeners. I'm not sure what that means, but they're trying to suppress signals coming out of Louisville. So the video is not as clear as normal from Maxwell or anyone down there. But it's the American Doofus Show. We're doing it live.
And one final cut that it's a little bit more extended cut. Because this kind of signifies and kind of wraps up the importance of the whole thing.
Hey, y'all don't do nothing silly, y'all. Because they outnumbering us right now. Y'all see us thousands. So we can't do nothing silly, we outnumbered. I'm just one of these young dudes, y'all.
This is from the perspective of the closest it got to an actual confrontation, what was going on in the park prior to the formation in the area of the Kentucky Derby Churchill Downs. And again, please go back and watch all of these episodes if you'd like to see more extended. I'm just doing an episode to remind what happened.
They got the numbers, you know. I'm not going to be done about that. How you doing, Queen? Good. Be safe, all right? It's a lot of numbers, over 1,000 of them, all right? So we can be outnumbered. I'm just letting you know. Don't do nothing silly because we can't match their numbers or they're armed. They are heavily armed.
There weren't quite 1,000 of them, but when you're so heavily outnumbered, how many doesn't matter.
Ain't no police presence whatsoever. None. And they just gonna leave all these people vulnerable. That's what they're gonna do. Because we can't match their arms or force. There's no way.
What you see is us with the line right here. Right,
Please share this feed, please.
Okay. I don't know if you caught that or not, but what he said was the police have left the scene. And she said, okay, so it's just us and the media against them.
Please share, I just went out a minute ago. Please share this feed. The militia is on their way.
The people you see lined up, they were lined up ready to face off with the militia. The militia being Angry Viking and his followers.
As you see, there are a line of counter protesters right here. There's a line of counter protesters right here, but
Yeah, there will those that are going to say, they're going to say, now you want the police when you don't want the police. Well, the idea is it's not anti-police, it's anti-police brutality.
I'm going to go down here and ask them.
This is very interesting coming up.
That's press. What's going on? Why come there's no police presence down here? I'm asking.
Again, the videos from Antonia T. Wave Taylor. Wave Media.
I asked,
Wave Media is independent black media in Louisville.
excuse me, Jim, how you doing? I'm Antonio Taylor with Wake Up Film Online, independent media. I just have a general question, okay, for you guys. With the counter protesters approaching 6th and Jefferson, and then you have the people who occupy the park, which is Breeway. Why come there's no police presence to separate both sides at this time? Was there no plan for that at all? Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Understood. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's a large movement of the malicious. See, they're about to butt heads now. So, see that? Look. So, I mean, could you call somebody and tell them that they're good? They're watching. I mean, we need strong police presence, though. I'm just afraid that something's going to happen. That's why I kind of moved out. It's over 1,000 militia. Those who are occupying Breeway. It's under 100 people. So, okay. Okay, thank you. I'm just concerned. I'm in the media and I'm just concerned because I've never seen this before. I normally see the barriers up and they're make sure they control where there's no control. As you can see, it's just, I'm a Wake FM online. Yes. I understand. I definitely, that's what Dave told me. Yeah. Okay. I was just concerned. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. You too. Stay safe. Thank you. Okay, so there you have it. So I'm gonna approach the and as you see the militia, they I wanted to get this, but I felt it was more important to get some police presence out here, y'all. So I wanted to get as they came in, but they forced their way in. Because we didn't have, the movement didn't have the numbers.
But it quickly had the numbers. And
forced their way in.
They did force their way in, but as you'll see later on, if you go watch this video, they quickly outnumber the militia. Remember, the police are aware they choose not to divide these two groups. Okay?
You also get to hear some of my commentary from a year ago.
Share this feed. Where is the NFAC at? Somebody call LeBron.
That's another question that is going to be asked.
They were staging at Churchill Downs.
Poorly planned from the side of the movement. There should have been a show of force out here at 6th and Jefferson, no matter what, to hold this space down.
Those of you that watch the program all the time know my friend Chris was on, and he said, what if the LMPD just decided to let the two go at each other to make sure their officers don't get hurt? He's done this stuff before. He knew what he was talking about.
Hey, don't do nothing stupid. Don't do nothing stupid. Hey, don't do nothing stupid. Hey, don't do nothing. Don't do nothing stupid. No, come on. They outnumber us. Can't you see they outnumber us? Can't you see they outnumber us? Hey, bro. Hey, don't do nothing stupid, bro. Don't do nothing stupid, please. Don't do nothing stupid. See, there should be police out here. I'm talking to them on the other block. They said they were traveling. They need to have police presence down here. Because these little young dudes, they're not going to listen. They're not going to listen, bro. They are not going to listen. Man, I've been in the family, dog. Listen to me, bro. I'm sorry.
So if you want to see the rest of that, go back and watch Louisville Part 5, the most important part, all the other episodes. Just wanted to get this out as it's a year and 2 days from the actual time that everything happened in Louisville. The Angry Viking, of course, no longer present. NFAC very much present. Grandmaster Jay still under indictment, but still free, and also still going to need money for legal defense that is being perpetuated by the government's charges. So it's been a year, and the hate, the tension, the divisions have done nothing but grow. And I started talking about how most loyal, most trusting of Trump, those people were not going to accept anything other than him being elected president. He perpetuated that by saying if he wasn't elected, it was stolen. And the closer it got to the election, the more he talked about that. And then, of course, that lie kept perpetuating. They've gone through trying to stop the election, stop recounts, stop counting. All of that right after the election. Then they tried to take over the Capitol and succeeded, but didn't carry out anything other than taking over the Capitol, thankfully. Then they've tried My Pillow guy and spending tens of millions of dollars recounting votes and doing audits and proving nothing. And they've gone to court all the way up to the Supreme Court and found out that, no, you lost the election, Mr. Trump. Wait until 2024 if you choose to run again. They accepted none of that. It's a prime example of what's called cancel culture. If it's something you don't like, it just doesn't exist. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day said that if the telecommunication companies didn't do, or what it's about is the January 6th. They're wanting phone records to show which Congress people were in cahoots with those that overtook the Capitol. And she said if the telecommunication companies agreed to give over phone records, that she would shut them down as soon as the Republicans take over control again. That's not freedom. That's not democracy. It's not American. They've done all these things. Again, court, all the way up to the Supreme Court. Told so many lies that Rudy Giuliani's not even allowed to be a lawyer anymore. Okay? That's where this is at. The only things left is violence. We'll be talking about that leading up to September 18th, when it's all supposed to once again kick off. We've had several dates when it was supposed to happen. Some things happened. July 4th, something was supposed to happen. Well, a bunch of people from Texas showed up in Philadelphia, white supremacists in Ryder trucks. Were they supposed to be supported by somebody that didn't show up? Was that a test run? What happened? Why did that happen? Then we were told August the 11th, same day as the emergency broadcast system warning. Nothing happened. That was the My Pillow guys' big symposium where all was to be revealed, and nothing happened. Eventually, something is going to happen. And we just need to be aware of it. I don't want it to, I hope it doesn't. I really hope I'm wrong. But be prepared. Be prepared. I want to be wrong. I don't want to go without my phone. I don't want to go without my computer. I don't want to go without my television or my electricity or my refrigerator or my water. And in 90-degree heat, I don't want to go without my air conditioner. And for some people, it's deadly. So if you're one of the 3%ers or the Oath Keepers or the Proud Boys or the QAnons, whoever you may be, you think overthrowing the government, you think a revolution, you think chaos. If you're on the far left and you think overthrow the government, chaos, think again. Unintended consequences. Think things through. Try playing chess instead of playing jacks on the floor. Think about things before you do them, especially leading up to violence. And a lot of people say, why do you point all this stuff out? So people will be ready, that want to be ready. People that want to laugh will laugh. Some people are ready to fight. I got footage of a congressman saying, I'll regret it having to pick up arms and kill another American. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't be at this place. We should have learned from Louisville. We should have learned. But instead, we've digressed. We've regressed instead of progressed. We still got time. There's still hope. We can still be a light. We can turn things around. We can change things. But it takes a whole lot more than those that want it to happen now, because there are too many people heading the other direction. And those of us that are not of that mindset, we need to be aware of it, we need to be prepared for it, and hope it never happens. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. It's a dark world. Try to be a light. I love y'all.